All right. Well, first of all, how is your June going? You guys can use the chat or you can open up your mic and tell me how it's going, what's working for you. We'll take a moment and open up to see if anybody has anything to share about that. Does anybody have any good things going on in June? Better than last month. What's that, Karen? What are you doing that's different this month?
Um, I usually do the same thing. I'm doing more follow up, but I actually had a girl do a club, almost a $200 club. And then she also placed the $200 for warmers and cleaners and all that stuff. And she said that she was going to order like that each month. So I sent her a party pack, I think when we switched seasons. So it's definitely a lot better than last month.
Okay, good, good. Um, let's see. Trying to find it. Very slow. Mine has been good. A new customers follow-ups have been helping. My sales are good, a little slow. Team is very quiet. One thing that I think I was talking about earlier, if you guys saw the live I did, there used to be a thing called J months, and then everybody was like, "There's no such thing as J months" after COVID happened because June and July was always great after COVID. But we're starting to see it again. And it's something that's always been in direct sales. It's not a mindset, it's really true what happens. In January, people have just finished Christmas in December. So in January, it sometimes takes a lot of creativity, a lot of follow up, a lot of reasons for people to buy again after Christmas. In June, it's usually graduation time, people going on family vacations, going to the pool, having kids' activities, summer camp, all the things, right? Same in July, cookouts and, trying to enjoy the summer. And then you go into August. But what you're going to find is that you can be able to prevent the J months by really diving into your follow up, like really diving in. And I am going to show you something I have shown you guys before and we've used it, but I reinvented it on Canva so that you guys can get the link and that you guys can change it. You can put it into your Connect. You can do whatever it is that you want. But this is something that has helped me. In 2014, I went to Summit and Melissa Gratz showed us her 3 month calendar. Do you guys remember the 3 month calendar? Me showing you this before? I don't know if you've ever remembered it or not, but I put it into Canva to be able to show it to you. So let me go ahead and spotlight myself. Spotlight. Okay. So I have created a Canva to be able to do this because Connect is amazing. Connect is really, really, really good. But and it's a great way to be able to contact those customers, be able to see those prospects. But what do you do when someone calls you and says, "Hey, I need a light bulb. Hey, I need some cotton cleanup." I don't know about you guys lately, but I've been getting nickel and dime like crazy. Hey, do you have this bar? Hey, I want to order this bar and this bar from the flash sale. Do you have the cotton cleanups? Do you have a light bulb? Do you have a room spray? I mean, just the littlest things, right? And so many people have told me that, hey, I contacted my Scentsy consultant and told her that I needed a bar of this, and she said she was waiting to get $250 in orders because my shipping was going to be so much, right? And we're able to understand it. But these little bitty dime and nickel things that's like what I like to call them really add up, especially bulbs. Bulbs are huge. If someone asks you for a bulb, most likely they have not smelled the new scents, they haven't seen a catalog, it's been a while. And normally when someone asks me for a bulb, I'll say, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna give you the new scents to smell too, because I guarantee you probably haven't smelled them, have you?" "Oh no, last one I had was like cranberry spice." I mean, you would be surprised because our light bulbs, as long as you're not flicking them on and off all the time, do last a long time. And every time someone comes to me wanting a bulb, an Edison bulb especially, because it's been a while for those last forever. I will say to them, "I'm going to go ahead and get you the scents to smell, or bring back my bars are coming out. Why don't I go ahead and get you those?" Because I don't care if they give me a $200 order, a $250 order, or if they're going to share them with everybody. I'm taking those nickel and dimes because they are what's going to be my really big orders in the fall. I promise you, I would just like, I'm swearing to you guys, this is gold. Okay. So, Melissa Gratz, I have my old calendar because at Summit, they used to have these auctions, and it would go towards a heart to heart, is what we called it, to where there was a children's hospital, and we would always raise money to be able to help the children's hospital when we were at Summit. I don't know why they stopped doing it, but you had to bid on things that consultants brought. And it would be creativity of the minds at Summit. And Melissa Gratz, if you guys know, has one of the best creative minds I've ever known. So this calendar has saved my butt so many times. Okay. I'm going to show you what it looks like, but then I'm going to show it to you on Canvas so you'll understand it. So this is what it looked like. I don't know if you guys can see it. I don't know why I have blur on here. Why do I have blur? Anyway, you can see that it has like a different date here, a different date here. And I'm going to show it to you on Canvas, so don't worry. And it was full of the 12 months, okay? And then she gave us an example of what to do, which I'm going to show you guys. I've never used this one. I always remake mine just so I can use this for training purposes because this is amazing. And like I said, connect. There might be a way to do this. I'm not sure. But like whenever Donna messaged me today and said, hey, Shannon, do you have any cotton cleanups? Can I get them from you? I can probably put it in there somehow. I can put it in my project broadcast to be able to contact her. But this has helped me. Okay. So let me bring this up to show you this follow-up system. I put this on Canva, so I'll give you the link. If you have any questions about it, go ahead and open up your mics or chat, and I want to make sure you understand it. Okay, so here it is. All right. Can you guys see this okay? Yes? Okay.
Yes.
All right. So this is how this kind of calendar works. For example, if you were to, let's say June, July, August, September. I think I did that wrong. This is supposed to be July, I think. Hold on. I was looking at it. I want to make sure I did this right. Yeah, I did do it right. June, September. Okay. So you will see here, I have created like a couple on here for you guys. And then if you keep this link, you'll be able to keep printing them out. But I would print it out whenever you get it at home. So let's just say that it's June 2nd or June 3rd. And Linda messages you and says, I want a 6-pack of black raspberry vanilla. And you're going to put it into the system, or maybe you have it on hand. I mean, these things some people have on hand, right? And maybe you just had a show and you didn't get rid of some of your bars and you're like, hey, yes, I've got 6. Bring back my bars. I mean, not bring back my bars. Black raspberry vanilla. So you write in on Monday, the 2nd of June, as you can see up here, that Linda wanted a 6-pack of black raspberry vanilla. Then the next day, Kelly messages you and says, hey, I want some bring back my bar samples. And I've made these up just to give you an example. Samples, right? Just samples. Not that she's buying anything, and you've already got your bring back my bar samples done. So Kelly gets samples. Then Tina on the 5th closes a basket party for you, right? So you write down all of this goes under June. If you were in June, this is where you would put it. Then let's just say that somebody wanted a bulb. So we'll say that Wanda wants a 25-watt bulb. Okay. And that's going to be on, let's see. Okay. Let's just say that's on the 11th that Wanda gets a 25-watt bulb. And then maybe on the 24th, somebody messages you and they just want a room spray. So let's just say that they want a Camu room spray. And that would be Tammy. Okay. So as you can see, I'm just writing down these little nickel and dime kind of things. Let's do it on the 25th. That people will call you about, right? These things fall in between the cracks. I would forget about Linda getting a 6-pack of black raspberry vanilla from me. I would forget about Kelly getting my samples. Tina, I would probably see that she closed the basket party because she would be in my follow up from my workstation. And then I would probably forget about Tammy with a room spray. Okay. But if you use this system, you would see it's called Track Your Customers on a 3 month calendar. Never miss a follow up. If Linda ordered a 6 pack on June, see, I did put July. I'm trying to fix this for you guys so you can keep this. All right, let me fix this for you. In June. Okay, June 5th. Okay. If they were to order on June 2nd, or get the black raspberry vanilla, and then on the 6th, closing the party, and Kelly orders to bring back my bars on the 3rd. I just can't do anything right. You are going to follow up with them 3 months later by looking at September. So you have July, August, September, okay, on the calendar. And this is something that helped me because I would operate in the month that I was in with these little nickel and dime things all over the place. But then I would know to go back 3 months later to the 3 months ahead in time to be able to follow up on these people. And Melissa said this was a way that she was able to capture all the customers that fell in the cracks. And I can't even begin to tell you how many times I'll be driving down the road and someone will call me and say, "Do you have a Luna bar? Do you have a Luna car bar? Do you have, this? Do you have that?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll drop it off to you." Right? I mean, I can think of like 3 or 4 of them right now. Somebody wanted a Magnolia Linen. I had to drop it off on her porch. Somebody wanted a coconut bar. I dropped it off on her porch. Somebody else wanted, like, I think it was a counter clean. I dropped it off on their porch before I left to go to Greece. And I had to put them into this little calendar because those little bitty things I'm not going to remember. So what's going to happen in September is I'm going to be able to message Linda and say, "Hey, how are you doing on your black raspberry vanilla bars? Do you need any more? By the way, the new scents have come out. Let me drop them off to you because I guarantee you'll find something that you like." And my goal is to be able to get basket parties from these people. Kelly, to bring back my bar samples. Maybe she bought some, maybe she didn't. I don't know. But guess what? She wanted samples. That's going to mean that she's going to want new samples for fall. And then you got Tina, who closed a basket party. Guess what? She's going to get another party. One thing that I always do is every hostess that I've ever had, I always have them host for me 2 times a year. I have them host whenever the catalog changes in the spring and whenever the catalog changes in the fall. Most people that I have done that with, sometimes they'll go 2 years or so doing that and then they'll join. Sometimes they'll join right away. But I always let them know, "Hey, from this party, you got about this much free, this much half off, this is how much you would have made. Hey, from that party last year, you would have made this much. I know you're going to do another basket party. Keep in mind while you're doing this party the PRV that you're getting so that we will know how much commission you would make." So all of these little things, like right there, just those 4 things of the black raspberry vanilla bars, the samples, the closed party, the bulb, and the room spray, could end up being 5 parties for me in the fall. Are you guys following with me along? Okay, I'll give you this link because this link is going to tell you what to do on the first page of it. And the second one, I'm going to go in and I'm going to do all the months for you guys. But this one's done. The next one is done. You can see. And then there's July, goes to October. And I'm going to go ahead and finish them. So you guys will have them. And on the link, it'll go all the way through like January. I have a place for notes and I have a place for top priorities of the top 2. This is not something that you would just keep all of your Scentsy stuff in. Like all where everything's going and where your Happy Mail going and all that stuff. If you don't want to do that, this is just a sheet that I keep in my calendar or on my desk that I can just go and write things down. Because just this month, I bet you have had 25 little bitty orders for little things, just the tiniest things. And it's a way for us to be able to open up those conversations, to be able to get them new products that are coming out in the fall to try, There's a lot of try it before you buy it. I do that all the time. When I talk to someone about Scentsy and I can tell that they're a little bit, they're bracing against me a little bit, I'll say, well, have you ever tried it? And they're like, no. Well, how about if I get it to you and you can try it before you buy it? Like, oh, I love that. Because you can't go into Walmart and try it before you buy it. You can't go into most stores unless you go into like a Belk's or something and get like the testers for perfumes, right? So people like to try it before you buy it and they like the basket parties. But this calendar system that I learned in 2014 has helped me so much to be able to find people. And I used it probably, gosh, I used it probably 6 years straight. And I think when COVID happened, I totally forgot about it. And then whenever I started going through my stuff again, I was like, oh my gosh, you know how you can find things? There's actually a packet in that back bookcase back there that when Mary Christensen was our, I don't know what she was, but since he brought her on for a while, and if you guys don't know who Mary Christensen is, she was like the top author of all direct sales stuff for years and years and years. I mean, she is like the guru of it. She had direct sales, like how to do direct sales, how to be a network marketer, how to be a superstar recruiter. I mean, she has all those books that I have in the other room. But when she was on with Cincy, she created a Rockstar Director program, and I have it in that bookcase, and I'm gonna get it out for the fall because I want to be able to put it in Canva and to give it to you guys to be able to duplicate because I think people have forgotten about that. And when we started going through all of our old stuff, we were just like, oh my gosh, this stuff is golden because what we're doing is we're coming back into an area of our lives now where people are connecting, but we have to be able to implement social media and real life. And some people are stuck in social media land and being influencers and doing all the things. And some people are like, nope, I just want to keep it old school. So you've got to be able to take the two and mesh them together. So we are going to be finishing out June. And one thing that I am doing is I did buy them, bring back my bars to split with whoever it was they wanted to split, but I also offered them to my customers where they can buy some scent circles and room spray, and it ends up being exactly what it was that I was going to split the bars with my team. That way, I'm splitting the bars with them as well. So I'm excited about that because it's a way that I could get more PRV that way. I've done some cleaning specials where I've done the counter clean and the bathroom cleaner for $20 in the clear bag, like you guys have seen. And you can get the microfiber, is that what they are, cloths that you can get. They used to have them in Scentsy Consultant Store, and I have a few of those left over. Um, but finishing out June, I'm really trying to figure out creative ways. A lot of people have done mystery boxes if they went to Greece. You could do some other kind of mystery boxes like we talked about on our last call, summer themed. But I pulled up some things to be able to roll from June into July. So let me close this and open up this, share. And these are going to be some ways to be able to and I made this actually, like ChatGPT is like my best friend. And I told it what I wanted to do. And then I went through it and tried to figure out what would work for our team and what would work for everyone. So, one thing that I feel like is going to be a big plus are the bring back my bars. There are some really good scents. There are a bunch of vanilla scents. I was talking to Michelle about this the other day. You have Lux Vanilla, Exotic Vanilla, and a couple other vanillas. So you could do like a vanilla package if you were to use like vanilla bean buttercream, vanilla amber, very vanilla, Lux vanilla, exotic vanilla, maybe black raspberry vanilla, and do like a vanilla package for those who like vanilla. You can go into your workstation and pull your reports and see who has bought vanilla from you. Vanilla is a very good scent. I sell a lot of it, especially at the gun shows. Men love vanilla for some reason. I don't know why, but they love it. So I can go back and I can look and see who likes that, or your bakery people, they like vanilla too. So that's something that you could do. So when I went through and was figuring out this Christmas in July kind of thing, like what can I do? I am going to be gone 3 weeks of July. And so I'm like, I've got to figure this out. So one thing I'm going to do is I am going to figure out what is on clearance on July 1st. And I'm going to put it into my Yumi Who. So it'll look like I have it on hand, but I don't have it on hand. I'm going to put it in Yumi Who with the price from clearance in there. That way people can claim it because there's something about them thinking, "Oh, I'm going to be able to get this faster." And the Cincy shipping, I have been pleased with it. I don't know if you guys have, but I've been very pleased with it because I let my people know you're going to get it within 10 days or whatever. And my clearance stuff came really, really fast. So I'm going to take the pictures of the things in clearance. I'm going to find the real life photos because you can just Google it and get the real life photos from the things. And I'm going to put it in my Yumi Who. Two things I'm going to do. I'm going to put in my mailer for July, and I've already found a newsletter, but Heather Gorsuch always gives us one too. And Michelle and I were talking about that. We were waiting for it. Maybe it'll be this week. But I've got to get my July newsletters out like right away because I'm really banking on my PWS orders. And I'm also going to be banking on my Yumi Who by people claiming it. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to manually put them in. That way people can get these and I will have exactly what I need for these people. I can go under a party, I can put their name, and if anybody needs it direct shipped, I can, but most people are probably going to be fine with waiting for it. Um, but I got this in the mail, and I know I shared this with someone, it might have been Michelle. I got this in the mail because I ordered some bonnets. Like whenever my hair was really, really curly, this girl had told me that if you sleep in a bonnet, that your hair does a lot better. So I'd ordered some bonnets and I was like, okay. And I gave Andy one and me one. And I loved what I got from them. So they had a card in their package. And I don't know, Michelle, if we did make this. We talked about making it, but I'm not sure if we did. But I'm going to tell everyone what I'm doing. And it says scan for a surprise offer. And it has a QR code on it. And then it says scan using your smartphone camera for a special offer today. What I plan on doing is putting this in my newsletters that are going to go out in the mail. Also, putting them out in my customers' newsletters that go out every Sunday or Monday with this QR code. And this QR code is going to go directly to my Yumi Who, and it's going to show them the samples, not the samples, the specials that we are going to have in clearance because they're supposed to load up clearance soon. I don't know if they've done it yet, but they're supposed to. And I think in July they're going to have some other things on there. And I'm going to be able to get people to go to Yumi Who, claim what it is that they want, and those things are going to be from the clearance section. So I'm not losing any money. I don't have anything on hand with this stuff in clearance. I mean, I might have a few things that they clearance, I'm not sure. But then I can go in and I can put in these orders and hopefully it would accrue to $400 where I could get free shipping. But that is my goal, to be able to send people to Yumi Who instead of saying, hey, go to my Cincy website and go to clearance, because when they go to clearance on the website, they're going to see that big shipping charge, right? So I'm trying to figure out a way to be able to maneuver a different way. On the very back, this is what they have. So I'm going to come up with some kind of saying, but it says, making your life easier is our number one priority. Glow by Dave, that was the name of the place. Goal is to deliver high quality, functional, and effective products with the health of your hair top of mind and make your hair journey more enjoyable. In the back, if I send this out in my newsletters, because there's going to be a back to my card, I'll put something about the journey of joining Cincy. On my newsletters, I'll just make another square and put something underneath it that they can scan for the journey. Because everyone is going to start thinking, how can I make some extra money? Right? Um, Even my husband, I mean, he is a financial advisor, and he was like, it'd be kind of cool to have like some kind of side hustle or something. And since he has given us all kinds of ideas now that we can go and pick things up. And so he's done some things with like trading and stuff and with his financial stuff. And just having that little bit more breathing room, I can see with my husband, it's like, oh, this is nice. So Orville talked about not to not to advertise, I guess, Cincy, as, hey, now you can stay home with your kids. Hey, you can leave your job. Hey, you can do all this because right now the economy in the world is crazy. So we want to be able to really get people's attention by saying you could buy those tap shoes for your daughter. You could go and get, those that movie date with your husband. You want to be able to actually take something tangible and put the price on it. You know, I'm so excited, because Starbucks, for example, let's just say that you like Starbucks or your customer loves Starbucks. You could say to them, I know you have a Starbucks addiction. If you join Cincy, you could just use the money and buy your Starbucks. And you'd be surprised. I mean, like Sharon Hunter loves her coffee. So that might be something that would actually talk to her, right? She'd be like, yeah, you know what? That'd be right. Then I wouldn't have to tell my husband about all these Starbucks things. But you never know what people are, looking for and what it is. And if you can talk to people and fill that gap of what it is that they need. And a lot of the people that I've talked to lately at events and things, they're just looking for like a car payment, or they're looking for, what did that girl say the other day? She was like, I want to be able to travel. I want to be able to save up my money to be able to travel. Because I told people that I'd just flown in from Greece and I was doing the show. Like, I just want to be able to save up money. And the girl that actually told me that she might want to join is the girl that was talking about traveling. And I was like, yeah, you can totally do that. Cruise is about this much. And if you sell this much, you can get $250. If you sell this much, you can get $600. If you sell this much, you can get this much. And she's like, oh, really? Really? I was like, especially around the fall, girl. So you can be able to capture what people want in their life by telling them about the Cincy blessing. So a couple of things that I came up with here is the Sample and Smile Sunday. So everybody does this differently. I seem to have really good results whenever I do things on different days. So on Sunday, you can have your summer sample packs. And the way that I've done this in the past, I was trying to remember things I've done in the past and be able to implement it. That's why you're going to see a lot of things that I've done in the before. Other superstar directors have done it. Other directors, other consultants have done this and had success. But instead of saying, "Hey, I've got these summer packets. Who wants some?" You can say that on your VIP page, or you can even put it on Facebook. Claim one of these 10 packs. I only have 10. That's all I have. Who wants some? Who wants a summer pack? Then you're creating a FOMO. You're creating oh my gosh, I got to make sure I get them. So if you have these bring back my bar things and you're like, I've only got this many, who wants some? Right? That's going to get people's attention. You're going to have a call to action more than just like, oh, who wants some samples? You've got to put a number on it. Testimonial Monday. Share a product story from you or your customer. So some of my really good customers, I have messaged them before and asked them to write up a testimonial. I've got 3 customers that actually made videos for me because when I think I spoke at Summit a while back. Not Summit, I'm sorry. It was actually at SFR, and they played the videos in the background of my customers talking about why they chose me as a consultant, also what their favorite products were. This is another way because, guys, I'm telling you, people are looking at TikTok. People are looking at Instagram. If my husband's in there just scrolling all the time and looking at different reels, I know everybody else is. People like to be seen. Some people want to be influencers. I don't know. My husband likes to go and get on his motorcycle and video everything and then narrate it and put it on YouTube. And he likes it when people start viewing it. And I always have that joke. He's like, oh, I've had like 46 people view it. And I'm like, well, how many times have you watched it? You know what I mean? Like, have you guys ever seen that on, is it, I forget. It's Raising Hope. Whenever he keeps going, I got another view. I got another view. And it's because he keeps watching it himself. Anyway, it's an inside joke. But you can get your customers to actually do testimonials for you. About, I don't know, 10 years ago, when the business pages were the thing on Facebook, you could actually have customers come in there and talk about how they liked it, why they chose you, what products they loved. And then you would share your business page. I don't see so much of that anymore. I don't know that people really go to the business pages anymore. according to like Bob Heilig and stuff, they're kind of dead right now because it's all about that connection. It's all about being able to get people to build those relationships and to find out what it is that they want and for them to be seen and heard. Okay. Um, so one thing you want to do is when you make these sample packets, you say how many you have and then get them to claim them. Um, you can share the product story, like I said, from your customer. Post about your favorite product. So maybe on Monday, if I do laundry, I'm going to go live, but your live is only going to be there for 30 days and only so many people are going to see it because Facebook has been a pain in the butt lately, all the algorithms and everything that's going on. They are keeping things quiet, but your stories are being seen. Okay, so if your live isn't being seen, it's going to add it to your stories. I don't know if you've noticed that, but whenever I went live today, it put it into my reel that was in my story. So it's going to be seen when it's in your story. If you want to say something like, my kid absolutely loves this scent of Mediterranean spa and we use it all the time and blah blah blah. And then you can say, that the Scentsy washer whiffs made your laundry day your favorite. They did mine. My kids love the whiffs, and my husband loves the whiffs, and they will call me no matter where I am if they can't find the whiffs and say, "Mom, where's the whiffs?" So that would be something that you could do. Another thing that you can do is you can message one customer and a potential new teammate each day. And I'm not kidding you. Whenever Anna Hughes went live with us, I think it was 6 years ago, she said that she messaged people just flat out, asked them the question, have you ever thought about joining me? Have you ever thought about doing this? And instead of just, going round and round about how much money you could make and fill in the gap, she just asked people, have you ever thought about doing it? And that would be like a yes or a no. And she got so many people that were like maybes that she was able to get the basket parties out or the try it before you buy it or the shopping links to them to where they were able to join. So just think about that. Our best opportunity product is going to be our Scentsy join. That's what it's going to be because that's the way they're going to make money. That's the way they're going to get the free stuff and the half off stuff and be able to keep their favorite things too, right? So you want to be able to lead with that. Um, some people, whenever you message them and you're getting ready to close out something, I've messaged my hostesses before. And I've been like, hey, listen, or not my hostesses, my VIP. And I'm like, hey, I'm getting ready to close out an order and I've got a half off that I really don't need anything. Would you like it? And then they're like, oh my gosh, yes, I love it. I would love to get that wildflower warmer. Thank you so much. And so I'll get her that wildflower warmer. And what's going to happen is whenever you're telling people, hey, do you need anything before I close my order? Or hey, do you want my free stuff? Or do you want my half off stuff? You are adding value and it's not costing you any money. Okay. So these flash sales that we've had where I've had free stuff and half off stuff, I've gone in and made an Excel spreadsheet, and I think Michelle and I were talking about this too, to where you can see how much each one of your customers have bought from you. Have you seen that under your customer reporting where you can see exactly to the dime how much everybody has bought from you and how many times they have bought from you? And then you can sort it from the highest to the lowest. And the person who's like bought from me like 49 times, I'm going to message them and say, I've got a half off. Do you want anything? Maybe it's somebody who's been wanting a purifier and I had three half offs. I would totally go to them and say, hey, I know you've had your eye on this purifier. I've got three half offs. I don't need them. Do you want a purifier? This is a way to add value that you're not going to be able to do by buying extra things for them because that's going to come out of your pocket. This is something since he has already given us that we are able to give to our customers. Um, Another thing that I do is quick voice DMs. I will message people and I will not do the writing. I will actually talk to them so they can hear the inflection. Because if I just write it, they might see it and ghost me, or they might see it and be just really short, say something. But if they hear it and they say, hey, I just want to let you know, I know it's really quick. I want to respect your time, but I'm getting ready to close out a party and I know you hadn't ordered in a while, but I do have some free items and I don't need them. Do you want them? Or I have a half off and I don't need it. Do you want it? And they will hear it and they will message me back. But if I write it sometimes they don't get back to me. I know that for a fact because I've had a girl today message me all freaking day about what does she sell? Plexus. Plexus has some kind of new skincare and she has blown my phone up. And she sent me like a picture of something with something called Bright Eyes. And I was like, oh, the Bright Eyes looks neat. And then she just started blowing my phone up with everything else. And guess what? I ghosted her. I ghosted her because it was so intimidating. My son just took off on his motorbike. It was intimidating to me. It was coming over so fast that I knew it was planned. I knew it was planned. I've been there. I've done that. And so later on, I'm going to message her back and I'm going to be like, hey, thank you for all the messages. I was just interested in this. If she would have done this in a different way, of, oh, I see that you want the bright eyes. Can you tell me why you would like the bright eyes? And then I would say something. She'd go, well, let me tell you, we also have some new skin things. Would you be interested in seeing that? And I'd be like, yes, I'd be able to see that or no. But the fact that she just spammed me with everything, it made me feel a certain way. So that is something that I do not ever want to do with my customers, right? Okay. So that's why I do things in little bitty pieces. Um, I've seen a lot of people, especially the people who just got back from our trip, sharing why they joined and why they stayed. And that's really good because some people will say, hey, I joined just to get an extra pair of shoes, like Jamie Solins. And why I stayed is the community that I've had, the trips that I've earned, the whatever, the blessings that have come from Cincy. And people like to hear why you stay more so than why you join. So you want to encourage your team to do these kind of things too and be able to explain, maybe in a live or in your stories of why you stay. Some people could say, I joined for this reason. And then the next thing could say, and this is why I stay. And then you just show like little clips from maybe going to Greece or little clips of, family time to be able to spend more time. You have more freedom, you have more flexibility. Um, the next thing, it called it a flash sale Friday. I don't know why, but I like to call it freebie Friday whenever I do Friday mail with my customers. And I don't send it to just everyone. There's a select few on my VIP page that I will send a message to and say, you have been selected this week. You've been selected to be able to get freebie Friday. And this is what I'm doing. And then if they say, oh my gosh, that's so exciting. And I think I did 3 last week and I gave them cheetah fans because I got them for like $7 in the flash sale. And then I told them that I was running a 24-hour deal on like a 10 bar special, or I had some mystery grab bags, which were some things that I did have in stock for $20, $30. Can I get them one? And most people from the 3 that I did, I think 2 of them did 2 mystery bags and 2 10 bar specials. The other girl said she really was going to wait for the fall scents. So you can do things like this that whenever you do offer something free, you can come back in with the special that you're doing. And if you let them know that they have been selected, it comes over a lot easier and a lot better than, hey, this is for everybody. Okay. Um, you can also do the thing that we did earlier where you say, hey, I have 3 surprise grab bags. Who wants one? I had 10, now I have 3. And then you can actually be able to get those out to your customers. Another thing that you can start doing that we used to do, because like I said, this is a lot of information that we've gathered over the years, but we used to do shout a teammate out, a host or a customer. And I will tell you, get permission first because some people do not want to be shouted out. So normally I would say something like, hey, Casey, I'm going to shout you out today on my page because you're an amazing director. And I just wanted to just say how much fun I had with you in Greece and how I've watched you grow and how incredible it has been. And I wouldn't have this unless you joined and how great the Cincy community is. Are you okay with that? And you'd be like, yes, it's good. And then I would put that and you would see a lot of people will like it. And then like right after there, you'd say, I'm going to shout out my number 1 host this month. Another thing you can do while I'm thinking about it is whenever you do that report in Excel and you do run who has bought the most from you or who has bought, so many times from you, you can actually turn that into something that you could shout out on the VIP page and say, I just want to shout out to, Michelle for being my top customer for 2024 or 25. Or I want to shout out to Janet for being my top customer for, June, whatever. People like to see their name shouted out. Normally, I message them and I'll say, "Hey, Michelle, I just want to let you know you're my top customer. I'm going to shout you out. Is that okay?" And they'll be like, "Yeah, it's so great." Because if they're taken by surprise, sometimes they don't like that. I know a lot of people who do not like to be shouted out. So that's why I don't do it as often, or I will find out ahead of time if I can do that. And you can say things like, "I'm so proud of blah, blah, blah for doing this," like you see up here. The next thing is going to be with your teams. If you have team, you want to find out what is working and what's not working. Because if people are doing the same thing, if they're posting and praying and not getting anything, how many of you guys, you can raise your hand, got an email? I know like Michelle and Anna and them wouldn't have gotten this from me, but most of you guys got an email from me. Either you were in the top 50 or there was something that I sent you. And I got a lot of emails back from people asking me questions about they didn't even know, and this is important. We were talking about this. They did not even know that there was a sales requirement because they joined during COVID whenever there wasn't one, right? So there was not a sales requirement during that time because if you remember, since he didn't cancel anybody, and now they're getting an email from me telling them that they're going to terminate this month or asking them a certain question about how they're working their business. And they're like, what is this whole thing about $250? They're not upset because it went from 200 to 250. They're confused because they didn't even know that there was even a sales requirement. And that tells me that they're probably hobbyists. They probably do not look at the news, that kind of thing. Also, most of you guys saw the post the other day, but you can go into your workstation and you can click on the right hand side if you're on your computer and change your workstation to the beta form. And you might have to do it every time you go on there, but it's really cool because it has all your stats on one side, it has the news, and then it has like your orders and things on the right hand side. So everything is in one place that I absolutely love. Okay. And then Christmas in July. This is getting to the part that I was going to be talking about. Um, in July, I usually do an open house. I don't know how in the world I'll do it in July this year, but it's all about the invite. So if I say I am going to have a Christmas in July open house on this date, and I invite people to it, I can either have it in my home or I can do it virtually. And what I would normally do is I normally tell people, "Hey, I'm going to have it on this date. And if you want to see what I'm going to have ahead of time, message me and I'll give you my list." And then what I would do is I would send everybody to my Yumi Who, and then they could actually claim it and get it at my open house. But this year I'm going to have to do some kind of virtual thing, and I'm probably going to run it for the whole week. And I'm going to say I have Christmas in July special. It's going to run from this date to this date. Make sure that you get everything claimed. Make sure that you have everything because when I get back, I want to make sure I get it to you. And I do plan on having mystery boxes that I'm gonna put together, and you could put like Santa's summer surprise. Something fun that you could do is you could go live on your Facebook with like a Santa hat and also some of your products and talk about your Christmas in July. You can do booking blitz with your team and have like, book 5 parties and have like a Santa bag prize. I'm trying to take the things we've done in the past with our team and also with our customers to be able to talk about it. Um, and then you could also do like, game nights like bingo and things like that virtually for Christmas in July. There's a lot of ways that you can play on this, and people love it. When I was at the gun show this past weekend, I can't even believe how many people wanted cinnamon. They wanted cinnamon bear, Christmas cottage, apple cinnamon sticks. I mean, I kept getting asked for that over and over. So on Sunday, I had to bring some of my fall scents with me because I didn't have them on Saturday. And people were buying them. People were wanting pine. And I'm like, what is wrong with these people? But about this time of year, everybody starts thinking about fall, even though it's hot. And just like at Christmas, everybody starts thinking about spring because they're so over the cinnamon and the pine and the pumpkin. So, things you could do is, your 12 days of samples. You could run a daily sample drop or a tip in your VIP group for people who want to claim these samples. You could do it for 12 days and everybody could claim a sample that they like. And then you don't have to send them out daily. Instead, at the end of the 12 days, whoever wanted the certain samples, you could actually customize it for them. And you could do this with your Bring Back My Bars. You could pull from the Bring Back My Bars things for Christmas because they're going to have Winter Wonderland and they're going to have cranberry spice pumpkin or something, and they're going to have some other ones that do have a Christmassy kind of scent to it. So that would be a fun way for you to do that too. If you are doing an open house, then you could have some really fun little appetizers or fun drinks or something with a little bag that people could put samples in or make their own sample bar. But I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it in July, so I think I'm gonna do it virtually, which once I get it all set up, I'll definitely share it with you guys. But Christmas in July has always been a really big theme for us that we've done very well with. And it's a good time to move that clearance stuff out, and it's a good time to be able to move any of your inventory that you want to get moved out before the new stuff comes out, and also to be able to connect with your people. So that was some of the things I had, and I will post this on our page as well. So I'm going to stop sharing that. So I want to take a moment now to be able to ask you guys what kind of things you have planned for, the end of June. How are you finishing? I saw that. How are you finishing up your June? So y'all open up your what do you call it? Your microphone and tell me the things that you're doing. Casey, I'd love to hear about your mystery bags. Can you come on here and talk about your mystery boxes? Because I've seen that you've done those.
The ones that I am doing right now were the Cruise with Me mystery boxes. And they went over better this time because I let them pick their own price. I normally set up like, I say $25 bags or whatever, but I just did give them a price range and told them they could pick. So that seemed to help, and made it like saying I only had 10 or whatever left. I said I only have this many days until I leave so I can shop for you when I'm on the cruise. So that made it seem like they needed to get it now. So that helped with those. I ended up with 100. The first one that somebody bought was $100 one, and then I think I had four $50 ones, and then several of the $25 ones because a lot of people, I mean, like we said, the economy is just not what it was. They want to buy some stuff, and then, so the lower price range and letting them be able to choose, I think a price really helped. So I did get some stuff over in Greece for them. So, but I used our destination collection mostly is what I used, and I bought all the products before I left. Because I told them I needed the money then so I could shop for them over there. So that way it would be back, and that's what I've been doing last night and tonight, putting my mystery boxes together so I can
I
get them to.
I love that. I love that. And you were able to actually incorporate the trip and let
Mhm.
everybody know more about it. And you could probably put some drawing stuff in there and some pictures from Greece.
Yeah, and then some other people have been messaging. I don't know if you've seen on the cruise thing. There's like a little printout I'm gonna do with the cotton cleanup using the evil eye or the evil eye thing, and it has a little saying. And then I've got stickers and I didn't buy Turkish towels over there, but I had already ordered them from here, and those arrived. So I have those to give in my bigger ones, and then most of the things are like little pins, magnets, that kind of stuff. Nothing like outrageous over there that I picked up. Some little we got to haggling, and so me and Shannon found some little zipper bags and stuff like that that are like supposed to be the handmade, like look like the Turkish rugs and stuff, or the rugs that they had. So,
I
but you
love
can do anything like that. I seen where somebody is doing kind of like mystery vacation bags. And so she is telling them, which I thought was a good idea. I just seen today that you can do mystery vacation bags and them tell you where they're going on vacation, and then you create something for them to take on their vacation. So,
I love that. That's cool. All right, who else wants to share some things that they're doing to end their June? You can open up your mic. See if they'll put on here. You said something that made me think of something, and then somebody came to the door, and I heard the kids doing it, and I can't remember what it was. I was going to tell you now. Um, can't remember, but I know that over the years that we have been, in Cincy, we've always had to really strive to come up with things whenever there's slow months, right? And the one thing that I want you to really think about is contact the people now that you really haven't that doesn't always buy from you, because you don't want to burn out your customer base. You don't want to do that. You're going to want to think about people to sit down and brain dump. You know what? I hadn't talked to this person in a long time. Because yes, we are doing follow up on our 3 months from our workstation. So those people are hearing from me like this. But I want you to go back and look further, or go into your old calendars and start messaging people that have now turned in prospects again instead of customers. Because after you haven't like talked to someone over, I think it's like 6 to 9 months, they turn into like a hot prospect instead of a customer. And just start putting out those those conversations of building those relationships again, because they are the ones that are going to watch you. They're going to start watching your Facebook. They're going to start watching what you're doing. And they may not give you an order right now, but I promise you that they are going to give you an order in the fall. I would love to do a drive-by where I open my home for a certain time, maybe 12 to 2, 4 to 6, and I can have food, etc. to show what I already have. Plus, I can bring out scents. Yes, that would be great. I saw something the other day where someone is ordering the Bring Back My bars. They're putting them in a little tub and they're just going around to places to see if people want to buy them. They're going to like a car dealership. They're going to the veterinarian clinic. When I go to my vet clinic, my vet's always like, bring the bars that you have. My girls want some. So you can actually do that. I've seen so many people do this. You can message your customers and just say, hey, I don't know if this is allowed where you work, but could I bring some of my bars and some of my room sprays that I have? That's if you have stuff. You don't have to have stuff. But it is a great way that whenever you don't have what they need, that you can get orders for it, or you can give them, you know what, if you like this scent, then you'll probably love this. A lot of people have been asking me for sun ripened berry lately, but berry sweet is very much like that. So when they're like, I love that sun ripened berry, or one girl liked the blood orange room spray. She came up to me wanting it at the gun show, and we don't have it anymore. And so I was trying to figure out what would be like that. And from what the fall scents we had last year, maybe it will come back. But I have her down in my drawing slip to be able to say, as soon as we get something with blood orange, or as soon as we get something with spice harvest, I'm going to be in touch with this person. Go back to your old drawing slips. Go back to whenever you joined Scentsy. Go back to the people, because I promise you, you are not contacting them. If I look at my mail, I sent out like 50 to 70 the other day. But then when I got home, I thought about like probably 20 more people that I hadn't even talked to, because I will challenge myself. I will go through my neighborhood, or I might drive down 903, or I might drive down Arlington Boulevard, and I will say, okay, Shannon, think. And that building over there, that's a law firm. Who bought from you there? Oh, Karen bought from you there. When's the last time you talked to her? You haven't. Oh my gosh, what about that building over there? That's a realtor. What realtor did you talk to over there? When's the last time you talked to her? 4 years ago. And I will have to challenge myself to go back in time and contact these people and just tell them, hey, I was thinking about you. How are you doing? How are things going? Not even asking them, hey, are you still enjoying your Scentsy? Because a lot of them might have already found somebody else, right? And if they haven't found someone else, just like the girl that messaged me with the Edison bulb, she wanted something and she hasn't bought anything in like 5 years. So you just don't know whether they have someone new, or whether they haven't bought in a long time, or maybe their consultant left. There's a way for you to be able to get that conversation going. And if they know you are a Scentsy consultant, if they can see it on your Facebook page, if they can see it in your life, they're going to come back and say, are you still doing Scentsy? I mean, I got messages on my phone saying, hey, this is so and so. I need some light bulbs. Are you still doing Scentsy? And I'm thinking, we're Facebook friends. That means I haven't posted enough about it. Or maybe she's not my VIP group. Or what happened? She probably fell between the cracks. Because if I went through and looked at her messages, she's the one who wanted like little things along the way, probably like 4 or 5 years ago. And so I have challenged myself to just, when I'm driving around during the day, okay, who was it that day that I saw at McDonald's drive-thru? What was her name? Her name was Brittany Jones. Oh my gosh, I wonder where she is now. And then I go in there and I look at my Facebook. And so every day I come home, I will have like 2 or 3 people that I have not talked to. I mean, I was going down to Aiden Country Club the other day and I thought of 3 houses and I'm like, oh, I hadn't talked to Jennifer. I haven't talked to Candace. I haven't talked to Lisa. And I'm like, and I'm realizing that my customer base and the people that I really need to follow up with is a lot bigger than what I am actually sending out in my little happy mail. So that's why my July, I am really trying to reach out to these people that I have lost touch with, that I'm just thinking about, just establishing those relationships again, not talking about Scentsy, not being pushy. If they bring it up, then I will get them some samples. If they bring it up, I'll put them on my newsletter. If they bring it up, I'll say, yes, I started my happy mail out again. I'd love to put you on it. Would you like to be on it? Permission is something that goes a long way. When I was at the gun show, I have these drawing slips, and my drawing slips say, which I'll show you, they say, enter my drawing. Gosh, okay, enter my drawing. And then it says at the bottom, no purchase necessary, but most people, I give them to this whenever they are purchasing something. Then I have their name, their email, their phone number, what they're interested in if they want to check it off. And then at the very bottom, it says address to receive Happy Meal and samples. So when they give this back to me, I'll say, I need to ask your permission. Would you like to get any samples? Would you like to have this? And if so, will you put your address below? Do I have permission to follow up with you? Because I'm going to put your name into my system and you'll probably hear from me next week thanking you for coming by my booth. And is that okay with you if I follow up with you to make sure that you are served? I'm like, yes, that sounds great. But if all of a sudden I start messaging them like crazy, they're probably going to block me. They're probably going to say stop, right? So it's all about asking that permission. So when you start establishing these relationships again with these people that you've totally forgotten about, or the people that, you might have talked about Cincy, but you never really they never bought from you, or they've never joined, or they said they wanted to join and they never did. Do not push it on them because we have some amazing things coming out. SFR, they're going to blow our mind. They're going to blow our mind with the new stuff that Orville has up his sleeve. And I'm going to be completely transparent here. They aren't sharing everything with us anymore because you've seen what some of the superstar directors have done that left, right? Some people that left in really bad terms, and some people that left you would have never thought in a million years that they would have ever left because we thought they were ride or die. So because of that, we don't know some of the things, so it's a big surprise to us too. And if you saw in Greece the little containers that we got that everybody was asking about the new product, their new little tester prototypes that they have where you take the top off and you smell them. They're little sniffers, which I love. I can't wait to see the price points on them. You won't have to worry about wax melting anymore. It would be one of those things that you just open it up and you smell it. I was,
Ask you if they had told you if when those were going to start because those are really nice.
yes, yes.
Uh-huh. It was funny though because we were all trying to use them as perfume when we got them. Everybody
I
thought they
know,
were like
right? Everybody's
perfume
like,
things. They
oh.
were like the roll on.
Right. And one thing I've been doing is that whenever I have any kind of anxiety, I always smell lavender or peppermint or something. And so we got one in Providence lavender. So when I was flying, I just kept sniffing it because I would get anxiety. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. This works so good. So I feel like other people would be doing that as well. And also it'll be a whole new way, a whole new fragrance experience is coming. It's going to be big. And we may be small right now because people have left, but that's more customers for you guys to serve. That is more people to get to join your team. I'm super excited about it. I feel like it's the beginning all over again because I'm getting to use these basics that I'm telling you about. I'm getting to rebuild those relationships. I'm getting to hear people like, my consultant left. That's fine. I'm going to take care of you now. I cannot wait to people collect all over again. If you guys remember me back in like 2013 and 14, I had read that book called Tipping Point, and I was all about the people collecting. And I know we have like 1 or 2 minutes left before 9 o'clock, but the whole premise of that book was how the what do you call it? The not the J.C. Penney catalog, but there was a catalog that was started because this guy would people collect, and he would talk to people and he'd be like, hey, can I get your information? And he would put them in a database, and they didn't even have computers at the time. He would keep up with it, and he started sending out like a catalog, and it was the way that the catalog was invented, by be able to collect people's information. And then he would challenge people to people collect. And I had like, it's just like my Ray Dunn collection. Everywhere I went, I people collected. And I was so excited about all the people collections that I had, that I wanted to find out everything about them, be able to take care of them, be able to serve them. And it really grew my Scentsy career. So I feel like we're going right back to that again, to where you've got to be able to build those relationships. You've got to be able to take those ideas that I've given you earlier. You've got to be able to do that Melissa Gratz thing. You've got to be able to give them those little added values to make them want to choose you, to make them want to choose Scentsy, and to be able to be a really good customer. So,
I was going to add one thing. I was going to
yes.
say if you're like stuck, feel like you're stuck and finding new people, right now is a really good time to start a referral program. So use your current customers that are buying or still really good for you and offer them your like host rewards for referring people. If you're having trouble reaching out and finding new people or new customers or whatever, it's a really good time to get that. That way you're not asking them to buy. You don't feel like you're bugging them to keep purchasing and whatever. And they may sometimes they surprise you and they're like, well, you didn't ask me to join, or like, because I'll say, do you know anybody that might want to join my team or that I could bless? And then they're like, well, why aren't you asking me? So but any kind of referral program, like new customer, new consultant referral programs, it doesn't have to be much. You don't have to give them much. Just offer them something to refer you one name, you know.
And that's so good. And I'm gonna end on this note. In 2008, in 2009, 2010, there was like a recession with like the houses and everything, and the economy was crap, okay? Then we went through some stuff back in like 2013 to 2015. There are different dips in Cincy that I've experienced, and then we've experiencing this one. During those times was our biggest growth ever, besides COVID. COVID was a fluke. But I mean, because who knew that we were going to have the hyper growth that we did? But when people cannot afford to buy the product, they're going to want to get it free. They're going to want to get it half off, or they're going to want to get paid for their own purchases. And that is why this opportunity is going to be bigger than ever coming up, the next couple of months, especially with the fall. So please, please keep that in your back pocket. Okay? All right. Well, I'll let you guys go. Thank you so much for being on here tonight. I'll load that Canva template on the group page and that sheet so you can share it with your teams. That way you can go live and you can tell them all about it as well. Okay? Is there anything else anybody wants to share or anything before we go to make sure we're good? All
Thank you.
right. Awesome. Well, I'll talk to you later.
Like,
Bye.